Live for God Studio Productions.
This is Cooking with Brian, a cooking show with food that actually tastes great.
Hi friends. Today's lesson is how to cook homemade vegetable soup with roast beef. Not with hamburger or any other way, and not your vegan way, but with the good old roast beef. And this is how you make it, friends. Okay, first of all, you need a crock pot, and you need to dump your roast in here early in the morning. I don't know, maybe 9 o'clock, 9:30 or so in the morning. Throw your roast in the crock pot and pour water in there until it comes real close to covering the top. It can cover the top unless you have one like this one. You notice that the sucker is so high that the tip of it's sticking out, but that's fine. We'll be flipping it over later and it should be fine. Fill it with water, and you want to turn it to low. Make sure it's plugged in. Okay friends, it's about 2:30 now, so this is about 5 hours after you started cooking your roast on low in your crock pot. You want to then take a fork and take your roast out, set it on a cutting board. Okay, you want to, if you got like this one here, it has a bunch of fat on it, so you should be able to just take a knife, kind of slice your fat off. Because they had to make sure that they gave you some, some fat so they'd get some free money out of you. Because they don't want to just give you just all the good meat, they want to sell you the fat too. Okay, then you want to take your meat, kind of cut it in smaller sections, that way it'll be cooking all the way through. I cut it in about maybe 4 pieces or so, that way it should cook all the way through. I don't know if you're the way I am. I don't like rare meat. I don't like bloody meat. I like my meat all the way done. Okay, and then you want to take your meat, stick it all back here in the crock pot. And you just put the lid back on. Go do whatever you wanted to do. Okay, the next thing you need is you need a very large pan. This is bigger than a Dutch oven pan. It's a stainless steel large pan. Now you could use a Dutch oven pan or something like that. That would work just fine. But I like something a little bigger. Stainless steel large pan. Okay, for your next, this is some of the first ingredients you need. You need 3 cans of whole peeled tomatoes. These are 28 ounce cans. You have 3 28 ounce cans of whole peeled tomatoes. Okay friends, the next thing you need is you need a can opener. If you ain't got a can opener, you're in trouble. Then open your 3 cans of your peeled tomatoes. Okay friends, now you want to make sure you get a blender, and just do 1 can at a time. You could maybe fit 2 in, but 1 at a time is fine. Just run it through the blender. Then with your pan on the stove, just go ahead and dump that in there. Do that with all 3 cans. Okay, the next thing you need, friends, is you need 1 can of petite diced tomatoes, or even just diced tomatoes. This one here is a 14.5 ounce can. It's a regular can, the same size as all your vegetables. This one, if you look at it, just happens to have sweet onions in it. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I wanted a little bit of onions in there, but I was too lazy to just put them in there. Okay, and take your can of the petite diced tomatoes, undrained, and do not blend them. Just go ahead and dump that in there. Okay, then you want to get some kind of large cup of some sort, don't matter what kind it is. And you can fill it with hot tap water or cold, it don't matter. You're going to put it on the stove. And go ahead and dump, I don't know, we'll dump about maybe 2 or 3 of these cans of water in there. Okay friends, now for your spices that you need some black pepper, you need some garlic powder. Make sure it says powder, not salt. You want garlic powder. You want some oregano leaves and some basil leaves, which I happen to be about out, but we'll have enough for this one. I think I got another bottle. And you need onion powder. Those are your secret spicy ingredients to make the soup taste good. Okay friends, we're going to start by stirring this up. We have 3 large cans of, or large cups of water in here. 3 of those cans of the peeled tomatoes that we blended, and 1 can of the petite diced tomatoes. And now we're going to stir it up really good. You can go ahead and throw your burner on. Make sure you're turning the correct burner on, and don't burn yourself. If you burn yourself, cut yourself, or any of that stuff, it's all your fault. Don't talk to me about it. And we're just going to put it on something for now to get it started heating up. We'll just stick it on 5. Now take in mind, it's approximately, I don't know, 2 hours at least before we start eating, approximately, when I'm sticking this on. And you notice I have no vegetables in there yet other than the tomato stuff. Okay, you want to take your black pepper and you want to get approximately 1 teaspoon of your black pepper Now, don't just dump it all in one shot. If you dump it all in one shot, it'll clump into a ball. What you want to do is start stirring. Stir this, and as you're stirring, lightly kind of shake the pepper into there as you stir. That way it'll be well blended into your stuff without clumping. And just do that until you get all of it off the spoon into your soup. And that blends it in really good to where it's not all balled up. That's 1 teaspoon, a level 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Okay, the others you don't have to be stirring when you put it in. Onion powder, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At least 10 dashes of onion powder. Garlic powder, you don't want to go quite as crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4. About 4 dashes of garlic powder. Oregano, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's good enough. Your basil, we ain't got much left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good enough. That's good enough for your spices, friends. Go ahead and just stir it all up. And we'll just let this simmer on here for at least an hour before we start putting the vegetables in. Okay, since you're doing a lot of cooking and dirtying a lot of dishes, and you got stuff all gathering up in the sink, it's a good idea to do the dishes so your spouse won't skin you alive. But the bad thing is the dishwasher is full with clean dishes, so make sure you put them away before you do the dishes. Yeah, you want to go ahead and load your dishwasher, that way your spouse will let you live to be able to eat your soup tonight. Go ahead and load her up. Not really full, but we're going to have a lot of dishes later, so we're going to go ahead and run it. There you go, friends. You just saved a butt beating that you were going to get later. Okay, friends, for about the last hour or so, I put the crock pot on high for about the last hour. And it is now just about 5 o'clock. Remember, I put this roast in at about 9:30 or so. So it's almost 5 o'clock in about 5 more minutes. So the last hour it's been on high. After I cut it up, I let it stay on low for a while, and then I cranked it up to high for the last hour. So now we want to get the meat out and break it or cut it into smaller parts to go in the soup. First of all, we got to find the meat, because it's kind of scattered around in this water. I already turned the crock pot off. Whoops. Crock pot is off. And we're at four pieces of meat in here, as long as it didn't break apart. Hopefully not. Okay, sometimes when you cook it, it'll come apart pretty easy. It's fairly close to where it would have done that, so I'm going to cut it up in smaller pieces that I'm going to throw in the soup. And it may actually start to crumble into little pieces as it cooks with the soup. Kind of what I'm hoping for. Especially breaking it down into such small pieces, it should in the soup really get well done, which is what we want. Maybe not you, because some people like to eat slimy, nasty, bloody meat, but not me. I like mine well done. Well done, please. Alright, there we go. Okay, now we're going to take and add the meat into the soup. Be careful because it will splash and that stuff is freaking hot. Sorry. Excuse the language. That's Marine Corps language, sorry. Sometimes we lose patience and just flop it in there. That's how you make a big mess. Those little pieces would be great in there too. Everything you put in the soup's usually good. Alright, we'll give it a nice little stir. Get that all cooking and flavoring the sauce. You know, that sauce has been cooking for a couple good hours in there. That just makes it taste so much better like that. Okay friends, for the final ingredients, you need vegetables. You can make your own vegetables if you want. Like potatoes, you could boil them. Not all the way down, but just a little bit and then throw it in there. Or if you put it in soon enough, you could actually cook it from fully raw. But I'm lazy. I like to buy cans of stuff. You can put whatever vegetables you want in there. I just happened to get 2 of these cans of Veg-All, which is 29-ounce cans. Pretty large cans. I got 2 of those. And I got 3 cans of sliced potatoes. You can get diced potatoes or whatever you like. If you have vegetables that have been in your cupboard for a long time, like carrots, peas, stuff that's been sitting there, dump that in there too if you want. Then go ahead and just dump your vegetables in there. If you happen to be running out of space, you can drain it, but I don't usually worry about that. It is kind of getting high, so I'm going to go ahead and drain the water out of these potatoes. Don't really want it to get too much higher. Okay friends, I forgot to mention that you want to add some salt in here. I don't know, about 15 or so dashes of salt in there. That'll make it taste so much better. And give it a good big stir here. Okay, so since your stuff's been cooking for like 2.5 hours before you put the vegetables, just put a few more dashes of garlic powder in there, and I don't know, 7 or 8 dashes of onion powder. The freshly added spices will make it taste so much better. Now once it starts simmering again, let it simmer, oh I don't know, maybe 45 minutes to an hour or so, and then it'll be perfect and ready to eat. Okay friends, we hope that was a blessing to you. Let that soup finish simmering for the last, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes or an hour, and it'll be absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. Guaranteed. You're really going to love it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye y'all.